The title of the story is Fiona's Ghost. Rubbish, said Fiona's brother Felix. There are no ghosts. There are, insisted Fiona, for she was a rare penguin who loved reading storybooks. It is says so here in the book. It is called Gooch. This is the story about two penguins, Fiona and his brother Felix. And here they were arguing on ghosts' existence. Fiona was she believed that there were ghosts, but Felix he did not believe on ghosts. Fiona she was one of the rare penguins who loved reading storybooks. Fiona said that there was a book called Gooch. In that book, it was given that ghosts exist. So, where are they? Asked Felix. In dark places, announced Fiona. Felix decided to show her a dark place and took her to a cave. Felix, who did not believe on ghosts, he asked to Fiona that where were they? Where were the ghosts? So Fiona announced. That means she said very boldly and clearly that they lived in dark places. Felix decided to show Fiona the dark place, so for that she took Fiona to a cave, a dark cave. Fiona was frightened of the dark, but she wouldn't tell Felix that, of course. Snow lay thick everywhere, but inside the cave there was no snow. As there was no snow inside the cave, their footsteps and voices echoed loudly. Fiona was frightened to death, but she didn't tell this to his brother Felix. Around the cave there was huge amount of snow spread everywhere. But inside the cave there was no snow, only dark was there, and it was so empty that they could hear their own footsteps, and their voices echoed loudly. Echo means repetition of a sound. If in a hollow or empty place we say something, the sound bounce off mountain or walls, then it will come again back to us. So that is echo. Suddenly a voice said, "Gooch." Fiona was startled out of her wits. "It's here!" she shouted and began waddling at top speed to the cave's mouth. Suddenly Fiona heard a sound, "Gooch," and she was startled out of her wits. That means she was so shocked that she couldn't make the decision. She had to stay there or she had to run. That is startled of wits. She shouted, "It's here," and then she began waddling at top speed to the cave's mouth. Felix laughed as she came out, followed by a baby polar bear. The bear snuffled at her, and Felix pointed to it, saying, "There is your good, sorry, your ghost." Felix enjoyed that scene too much, and he pointed out to Polar Bear and said to Fiona, "There is your good, sorry, your ghost." So finally, Fiona learned that there were no ghosts, they were only in the storybooks. What a nice story it was. So let's do some question and answer from it. So the first question is, who are the main characters in the story Fiona's Ghost? There are two main characters in this story, Fiona and his brother Felix. What did Fiona say about ghosts? Fiona said that there are ghosts and she believed in them. What did Felix say when Fiona mentioned ghosts? The Felix said, "Rubbish. There are no ghosts." What kind of penguin was Fiona? Fiona was a rare penguin who loved reading storybooks. What was the name of the book Fiona was reading? The name of that book is Gooch. Where did Felix take Fiona to show her there were no ghosts? He took Fiona to a dark cave. Why was Fiona frightened? Fiona frightened because she afraid of dark place. She afraid of dark, and she heard some sound. It was just saying gooch, gooch, and something was coming towards her. What was inside the cave? Inside the cave there was no snow, only darkness. What sound did they hear inside the cave? Inside the cave, they can only heard their footsteps and their voices, which was echoing. How did Felix react at the end of the story? Felix laughed on Fiona when she got frightened and he saw that there was nothing, only a polar bear was following her. What lesson do you think Fiona learned from this adventure? Fiona learned that ghosts are not real and she should not afraid of dark. So now is the time to pick out new words from the story. So the first word is echoed. Echoed means a sound that repeats because it bounces off walls or mountains. Second is startled out of her wits. Startled out of wits means very much frightened. So frightened. Waddling. Waddling means walking short steps and moving side to side like duck or penguin. Next is snuffled. Snuffled means breathing noisily through the nose, especially while smelling something. I hope you enjoyed this story. Keep learning English and keep watching my channel. Again, I'll come with new story. So bye bye for today.